Hey, is this thing on? I think we're live. I'm always confused whether we're live or not. I'm using some software that I've used, Ecamm Live, but they keep changing the interface, so things tweak and don't do it often enough. All right, so let's talk workflow. Workflow is workflow, whether you're shooting portraits, whether you're shooting weddings, whether you're shooting wildlife. My workflow stems from my background in photojournalism and speed, in essence, from download, caption, cull, edit, backup, and output. Because still with events, wildlife, everything, there are times that we are working on an immediate deadline. When we do big galas for clients, we're downloading cards every so often, uploading and servicing social media. So we still have that deadline procedure. So if you have any questions, pop them in the feed. Let me see who's out there. Anybody's available, join in the conversation. So let's start from the beginning, the capture. So it's no secret, I'm Canon Explorer of Light. We're preparing and practicing. We got a big photographic safari coming up. We're taking a group of people to Kenya in pursuit of photographing and documenting not only the big five wildlife that's there, but also the rare and elusive super tusker elephants, which sadly have been hunted and poached to almost near extinction. There are less than 30 mature breeding male super tusker elephants left in the world. And I hope through collectively, us and our guests, and through our photographs, we can help raise awareness, generate some donations to places like the Savo Trust and other elephant foundations that are working to not only protect them, but to make sure that they don't perish from the planet. Super tusker elephants are elephants whose tusks grow their entire life. And by the time they reach their old age, 50s, 60s, 70s, some of their tusks can be dragging the ground and weigh anywhere from 150 to 200 pounds per tusk. Magnificent creatures. So let's talk workflow. Again, no secret, I'm a Canon Explorer of Light. I use all Canon gear, but the workflow is the workflow, doesn't matter. Shout out to CPS, they are like my pit crew. CPS is amazing, Canon Professional Services. They turn your repairs around within 48 hours from the time they receive them. Their phone and technical support is second to none. They do cleaning checks. They have a borrowing program, so you can borrow new equipment. Check it out. And Canon, and because I am an Explorer of Light and a member of CPS, they are lending gear to people for our safari. So, also, I am a member of the SanDisk Professional Extreme team. So our workflow is all SanDisk, and that's what I'll be sharing with you. And just one caveat to that, I become sponsored by people through the use of the products, meaning I'm a proponent of it. I'm not going to, attach Dawn and I's name and reputation to a product that we don't fully commit, use, know inside and out, and totally believe in. I've been using SanDisk memory cards since the beginning of digital. When I was back at the Chicago Sun-Times, we were using SanDisk. And our workflow is pretty much, like I said, adopted from that. We ingest our images using CameraBit's Photo Mechanic. There still is, I truly believe, nothing better than them for importing, attaching caption, basically the who, what, when, where, and why to every file. So we don't have any files that get out in the wild or on the internet that aren't copyrighted and tagged with all of our copyright and contact information. You could also add that IPTC information inside your camera bodies by using EOS Utility software. So at least I have a basic form of that that's imprinted on every image to the card. So let's talk downloading. So here we go. Got my SanDisk Extreme CFexpress memory cards. And let me switch to camera 2 here, and this is what we're going to be talking about. Is we often, especially from weddings and events, shoot with multiple photographers and we have multiple cards. Used to use the Lexar Pro, but they haven't kept up with technology. They don't have any readers, multiple card readers for the Extreme Pros, or I should say the CF Extremes. So now SanDisk has this dock which is awesome because these card readers are fast and they could come with me into the field. We can use our USB-C cable, plug it into the laptop, download the cards in the field to, let me eject this, a memory stick, and this is the ProBlade memory stick from SanDisk. Now these sticks can be found in all types of capacities from 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes, 6 terabytes, and on and on and on. And with this format, I truly believe that it's a way to workflow in the field because we have a ProBlade transport, so meaning as I am downloading from the card reader to my laptop, backing them up on the 2 terabyte hard drive, so I have 3 copies in the field, and then when I get back to the office, all I have to do is take this stick out, pop it into the ProBlade station, and we could put 4 of those sticks in there, and it reads it immediately, and it will mount it on our desktop. And then if I still have more cards when I get back, I can add the Pro card readers into the dock, and we can download 4 cards simultaneously. So that's kind of the foundation. It's super quick, super fast. So just for instance, the ProBlade transport. This has a USB-C and it reads at 20 gigabits per second. So your computer is fast. Even if you're using like an iPad Pro with the USB dongle, you can use that as the interface to make sure the files are transferring from the card reader. And the Pro card reader is also 10 gigabits per second USB-C. And your cards are super fast, so your downloading and your backup is extremely fast. And then once you get to the office, you can put those memory sticks into the ProBlade station. And what is this? This is Thunderbolt 2 and 3 ports. It's also a dock, so I could connect other things to it and daisy chain from the computer to my other hard drives. And the actual SanDisk Professional Pro Dock 4 is a dock in and of itself. You can connect multiple USB-C, USB-A, it's backwards compatible, you have Ethernet, you have a monitor connector, so it can function as a total dock for your laptop as well. And they're all high speed, so it's really speeding up the download and workflow. I've been using these SanDisk Extreme 2 and 4 terabyte little passport drives in the field. They're SSD, solid state, waterproof, shock resistant, so these are great in the field. But now with the ProBlade system, it's so fast, then I don't have to come back to the office and download this card. I just plug in the ProBlade into its dock, and then there we go. I could start editing, and I could transfer it. The dock is already set up that once new data is plugged in, it's going to get backed up to our network area storage device. All right, so let's dive into some of the software that we're using. So when I get back, as I said, I take my memory cards, whether I have 2, 3, 4, I pop them into the card reader. So now we could download multiple cards simultaneously. I have PhotoMechanic open so you can see the I should start sharing my desktop, right? Let's see, do that. Here we go. All right, now you can see my desktop. Now you can see that the cards are in, and they popped up in PhotoMechanic, and this is the ingest box. And here you can do anything. And it will, the beautiful thing about PhotoMechanic is it will download multiple cards. I've connected as many as 8 different card readers, and it will download those 8 cards simultaneously, unlike Lightroom, which does it 1 card at a time sequentially. So you could actually start seeing the photographs coming in and culling. You can also pick a primary destination. Where do you want that data to go? You could pick that, and you could also pick a secondary location, so you can immediately back up. I will say if you choose the secondary location, it does slow down the input rate a little bit, but not bad. If you want to be safe on import, that's the way to go. You're automatically getting 2 copies. Here's the real reason, not only just speed, but I love the metadata IPTC template. This is sticky. And what I mean by that is I can set data in here. Like if I'm working with multiple photographers, I could say, who's the photographers? Well, here's all the photographers that we work with. All their names are in here. Then I could put in, are they a principal, associate, put in copyright, all the who, what, when, where, and why information is embedded, and it gets attached to every image in there, so you get no orphan files. Most importantly is the image content in this box. Every software reads the image content box right here. So that's basically why you want to put your copyright, contact information, what it is, your websites, so none of your photographs can be orphaned. And we have had this happen where designers start creating an ad for a corporation and they pull images off the web and they give you the excuse, oh, it's just a placeholder. Well, everything's marked, it's copyrighted, so we know it's good to go, and then you could go after the corporation or the ad agency or anybody who is using your work without permission. You could save these as templates. So here you go, we could save this job, what we want it to be, and this was from a recent wildlife session, and it was wildlife, birds, eagles, osprey. And I could save that anywhere I want, so if I go to a different IPT stationery, I can automatically just reload that and change all that information. So that's crucial for our workflow. Yes, all right, we'll save that, done. So then we would just say ingest. When we click ingest, I'll pick a location as to where it should go, and we're gonna go to one of our G-Speed drives. Here we go, 2023. We nest everything within the year, and then we name the job with the year, the month, and the date, and the title of what it is. So this was for the wildlife, and there we go. And then we'll create a folder in there, all raw images. And then we hit open, and we hit ingest, and boom. The ingest task will come up, and it will tell you if there's any errors, and because there wasn't much data on those cards, that's why it was crazy fast. But if you had a download error, a corrupt file, anything like that, you would get the information down here in the dialog box, and then you can re-download or check those cards for errors or download just that one file. So that's a beautiful thing with Photo Mechanic. So let's open up Photo Mechanic. So here is that event, and what I love about Photo Mechanic is how quickly we can go through. And the reason you could go through so quickly is it's not generating a file on the back end for you to edit. It's just designed for culling, tagging, emailing, sharing with clients really fast. So what we're seeing, the reason it's so fast, is even though this says it's a raw file, it's actually the JPEG preview that's embedded into every raw file. While we're talking about that, this is another great tool. So let's say I had to move this image super fast to a client on deadline. I don't want to edit it. I don't want to do anything. This is what we used to do at the paper. I could take this file, go into Tools, and we can extract. Where's my extract? Go to Help. I don't remember exactly which tab it's under. And of course, everything's a little slow because I got a lot going on. So we pick Extract. Extract JPEG Preview right here. So when I click that, it will ask me, where do I want this JPEG preview to be? It'll embed all of the copyright information. It'll embed the color profile, and it will take that file out and we'll say, okay, let's put it on the desktop. mark the desktop, and now if you're a confident shooter and you shoot to get it right in camera as much as possible, then you're confident in sharing those files. So here's that JPEG file, and we could get the file information on it. So what did it generate? It generated almost a 3 megabyte JPEG preview that is embedded in the file. Very cool, right? So that's speed, that's accuracy. So let's go back to culling. Another thing that's awesome with Photo Mechanic is you can match the tagging, meaning stars and color system, to that of Lightroom. So whatever you tag in Photo Mechanic and give stars, and the reason we would want to do that, let me switch back over. Oh, where'd Lightroom go? Lightroom, oh, it quit. Pull up Lightroom again. The reason you'd want to do that is because it's faster and easier to sort in Lightroom. So here's a recent wedding. All of our first look and portraits are a green color. Getting ready is red. Ceremony is purple. Cocktail hour is 1 star. And I could go through this very rapidly in Photo Mechanic while I'm sorting. Close that. Skip the backup. So then we'll pop back over to Photo Mechanic. And then it's super easy to see. I'm using super a lot today. But if you made some tags, like, okay, I went through 4,626 images because I was shooting in high-speed burst rate because I was photographing birds in flight, I can go and pick option red. Red is my first pass. So at my first pass, I tag everything red, and this would be my cull. And it's very rapid, easy to do in the cull. And then you could do things like open it up, you could zoom in, check for sharpness, and you could go into any rate of magnification with Photo Mechanic. Remember, this is still just your JPEG preview, and then you could go from here right into Lightroom or right into Photoshop. It also gives you great metadata information. And then we could also pull up the IPTC, and there's all the who, what, when, where, why. Keywords, everything that I input at ingest is tagged onto every one of these photographs. Great thing. So went out the other day when we had the super blue moon to photograph the moon rising over Lake Michigan with the Chicago Lighthouse in the background. So a lot of fun. All right, so we've done our call. So this is where I would take the call. Hey, Terrell, just seeing that question. Yeah, you could join. How do I join you? Add to broadcast. There you are. You still there? It's hard to do multitasking for me. It's hitting you up. You could join. Come on in. I know you, being a San Francisco's 49er photographer, sports photographer, you're shooting tons of stuff, and you got to edit on the fly, and you're going live right from the sidelines to the 49ers and to probably NFL, I would imagine, right? I clicked on you. Are you there? Join. Come on in. All right, so once I've gotten my images, my selections done, that's when I would open up a template Lightroom catalog. So I'm going to quit Photo Mechanic so I don't eat up all my resources. There we go. And what I keep on all my drives, on Dropbox, on my portable drives, is a Lightroom template catalog. So it's basically just a blank catalog that has all of our development settings, our import settings. So when the images start coming in, whether it's a Canon, Nikon, iPhone, we have a recipe set up so that they all tend to look the same for that initial pass. So let me open up. I was going through an old shoot that I did from 2006 because I was going to do a post coming up on storytelling. and this was when I went with Medical Missions Foundations to Romania, and we did a story on how these doctors help people in rural areas. And I'm sidetracked here, but I'm always amazed how I don't even speak the same language, yet I'm walking down the road and I see this wonderful lady standing outside with her little stick broom, keeping her property clean, just through kind of sign language and, you know, how are you? I knew a few words in Romanian, just get to talking, make some portraits, show her the photo, and next thing you know, she's inviting me in to have some fresh watermelon. So I just wanted to share what that's like since we're going to Africa. And I wanted to relay that to our guests that are coming, because we're going to be visiting a Maasai village and how you approach people and treat them respect and have an open heart and an open mind, and people will receive you. So this photograph you could see has a red tag on it. It's because I culled it in Photo Mechanic first, and I just brought in my culled images, and so it will transfer right over. So if I look at color red, here we go, only the color reds are going to show up. If I had any star selections, the star selections would populate, and this is where we keep template smart folders. So for a wedding, if it's Christian, if it's Jewish, if it's a bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, engagement session, that way I will sort the images before uploading them to Imagine AI. Are you familiar with Imagine AI? I hope you are, because it's a lifesaver. We actually have, I wish Dawn Davis would join in the conversation here. Maybe she could shout from below. Dawn actually used the words that she cloned herself. And I hope I don't put words in her mouth, but what she means by that is we took several years worth of Lightroom catalogs, thousands, I think 35, 40,000 images, uploaded them to Imagine AI. So let me close that. Close this Lightroom. Yes. Skip. And I will pull up Imagine AI. So what Imagine AI does is you can either use one of their AI profiles, which they have photographers that have shared their style and how they edit, but we created our own, and I just called it Dawn's Magic Touch. So it's everything that Dawn would do on an initial pass, for our images for our workflow. Now that does not include any type of liquefying or heavy retouching, but Imagine AI will do, oh, you're there. Add you to the broadcast? Okay, Mrs. Davis.
No, I don't want to be added.
Oh, you said, I thought it said add to the broadcast. Oh, she's not camera ready. Neither am I, but we're going to go with it. So this is, it learns. So what Imagine AI does in the simplest terms is the artificial intelligence learns from all your pictures, and all our pictures are from different scenarios. Natural light, hard light, dark light, lit with flash, lit with constant light, portraits, weddings, engagement sessions, birth sessions, the whole kit and caboodle. And then it goes and analyzes your photographs, and I think it was about 48, 72 hours, something like that. It creates your profile. So what I do is once I get that Lightroom catalog done, I'll go to projects, and I will say, okay, here's our projects. And we can see we have a wedding that's in the process that I've uploaded. And when it says here, upload final edits, what that means is after Dawn's gone through them and refined them, done any masking, anything like that, we can then re-upload it, and the AI is constantly learning and improving itself. So if I wanted to create a project, just come here. It does have a culling feature, but like all the culling softwares out there, they're still very new. I have played with it. It's okay. I wouldn't use it for a wedding, maybe an engagement session, something like that, but it is learning, it is getting better, it is improving. But then I would say, edit my photos. What's it going to be? It'll be a wedding, or it could be other, or it could be whatever I want. And there's tutorials all along the way. We upload it, and then you come back to the projects, and usually I would say a wedding with about 1,500 images in it. This one has 2,000 images. In about 30 minutes, 40 at max, it's already done the first pass. And then you download it, and you download the catalog right to you. So I'll open up a recent catalog from the wedding and show you some of the before and afters of what Imagine AI, really it's not Imagine AI, it's the artificial intelligence that learned from Dawn. That one's still in progress. Here we go. This wedding, and then I'll open up the Lightroom catalog. And I've already uploaded Dawn's final retouching of this Lightroom catalog to Imagine AI. So here we go. Here you can see our collections. This was from a Jewish wedding. So again, all the getting ready are red. And I tagged all of those, culled them all, culled all the images in Photo Mechanic because it's a lot quicker than trying to do it in Lightroom, because Lightroom, remember, in the background is generating a thumbnail that you can edit from. So that takes time and it takes resources. That's the getting ready. Our details, everything is done. First look, it's green. So this was all done in Photo Mechanic. And then the culls were tagged, put it into Lightroom. Lightroom uploaded to Imagine AI, and then Imagine AI will put it into Develop module. Did this. There we go. Here's the before. That was straight out of camera. And then this is what Imagine AI learned from Dawn. And this is after. Before, after. So we strive to get the best possible capture in whatever we're photographing. So that means filtering the lights to match the light in the environment, whether it's natural light or lit. This is from our second photographer, Larry Remaker. He was doing the grooms and the groomsmen getting ready for the first look, while I was doing the bride. And then Carrie White was our first assistant. And then here we are for the first look. This is a very mixed light situation. So had a flash down here. That's Larry kind of peeking out, capturing her as she's walking down for the first look. I've got a light lighting the groom, and then we have different color light coming through tinted glass windows. So again, here's the before, a little warmer, and here's the after. Not a whole lot of difference between capture, but enough to be refined to stay true to our brand. So you can even see as I'm clicking through Lightroom one photo at a time, it's a little sluggish. And I've got a very fast, powerful machine. It's because Lightroom on the back end has to get that thumbnail, has to connect to the original RAWs. You can speed it up by doing different things like disconnecting from the RAWs, all those sets of things. But Photo Mechanic is just that fast. Anything else I should say, Miss Dawn? Going good. She says I'm doing well, so I'll take that. All right, so then we'll go, again, cocktail hours 1 star. Everything's lit. Details for the reception. We light everything. I spoke the other day about our technique, the triangle of light. You cannot get this level of depth and dimension with one on-camera flash or 0 available light. I will share with you what the available light was in the room. So this is a little bit of a kiss from the triangle of light there, but predominantly lots of color, low light. In fact, there is a shot. This one here was, whoa, sorry, moved my thumb too fast. Where are we at? Here we go. So this is a kiss of light with the flash, and this is all available light. So you can see it's pretty flat and dark in the environment. So by adding some off-camera flash, we get depth and dimension. And that's our signature brand and signature look. So we couldn't produce this level of work without off-camera flash and lighting. All right. And if you have any questions about that, drop it in the area, and I'd be happy to address them. So we're going to quit this. Skip the backup. Let's see, what else did I have here? It's all good to go. So I'll switch back. Just recap. Here we go. So recapping, these are G-Speed, which is part of Western Digital. They are RAID boxes, and they have 24 terabytes. These are 6 terabyte actual spinning hard drives in there. We can eject them, pull out the disk pack, put in a different disk pack. So this drive here is actually an archive drive on the side. This drive next to it is still in production, meaning we're still using it. They're locked. This is the multiple card reader. Again, the dock, I'll take these cards out and take them with me. So we could bring them in the field, and I could download. I'll only bring 2 with me in case one fails. Always have a backup. And I will bring the Pro Blade transport. So the 2 terabyte hard drive that's in here, again, no moving parts, very rugged, will be with me. So I will download to this external drive, back it up to this external drive. So I'll have 2 copies there. I will erase my CF Fast cards because I only have a handful, but I will keep my secondary cards, which are the SD cards, because you have 2 card slots within the R5, R3. So I have CF Fast and SDs. The SDs I will keep. They're also being ripped raw. So I'll have actually 3 backups in the field. 2 on hard drives, and 1 on the SD card. And then, like I said, I will erase the compact flash cards. So I put everything in my Think Tank card wallet. And my workflow, the way I know if something has been used, is I turn the cards upside down within the wallet. And I have my name on every one of my cards. My name and phone number is on everything, not just my cards, my equipment, put it inside the battery slot, all those cool things. So you know your gear is your gear. All right. No questions, no questions. Terrell, where'd you go, man? Tried bringing you on. Add to the broadcast. Did you drop off? I don't know how, I clicked add the broadcast, so if you're out there, click join. Oh, he wants to join the tour. Yeah, come on. Come to Africa with us. I'm looking over at the secondary monitor. Yes, join us. So let's talk about that for a quick second, hot minute. And this here is an elephant that we photographed in 2019 in Botswana. And I'll pull that up. All right, find it here on the side, my sidebar. Come on, there we go. All right. Now, why don't you want to? Why is Safari not let? Oh, leave page. Okay, something over there. All right, open it up. So we had a couple canceled due to family reasons. So we do have 2 spaces left. You could capitalize on using their retainer deposit. So anybody who's interested in a last minute bucket list trip, join us. It's going to be outstanding. And if you can't make it to that, we have another workshop coming up in December. And this is for the great migration of not only sandhill cranes and snow geese, but thousands and thousands and thousands of birds to Bosque del Apache. And this is going to be December 1st through December 4th. Some of the most spectacular bird photography is done there. you'll get up to speed really quick on your birds in flight, some of the best sunsets and sunrises I've ever seen. And I will put those links in the fields here, in the information. All right, very cool. So while we're talking about travel, I'm going to share this with our Safari group. Let's talk about power. So when you're traveling on location, you're going to need your chargers, you're going to need your laptop, you're going to charge your devices. So I found this great little USB, unplugging it so I can get it over there. There we go. This is a MikoJo dock, and it's got 4 USB-C ports. It can power 2 laptops, and it's got USB A, B, and C below it. And it is dual voltage, as are my computer, camera chargers, everything is 110 or 240. So I will plug this into the power strip. That way we don't need to bring all those little cubes to charge iPhones, watches. I don't need to bring the power brick for the computer, although I will, because I like to have a backup power supply, because where we're going in Kenya, Lake Nakuru and the Masai Mara, we can't exactly run out to Best Buy and buy a power brick should something go out, and I will be needing the laptop for teaching workflow and backing up cards. I love this power strip. It's from WandPro. It's universal, so whether you're in Europe, US, wherever you may be, all those plugs will plug in here. This is not a surge protector, but it is a universal power strip, and they can be daisy chained together. And I have these on my workbench. But what I did is I bought the plug-in cables for every country we visit. And I've been using this forever. I have it for Europe, I have it for Australia, I have it for Africa. So that has the proprietary plug for the country you're visiting. This is for Africa's. And then the other end just connects right into the WandPro. And once it's in, we are good to go. Everything's connected up. Like I said, this could go to multiple countries, plug it in, and you have your power strip, okay? Now remember, this is not a surge protector, it's just a power strip, and you can see it's got the Africa plug, but the Africa plug can plug into here because this is a universal international. So even if you have devices from other countries, they can be plugged into it. Bringing along plenty of extra African plugs for other devices that we may need, or in case someone doesn't bring one. And then I also bring this Best Tech, and I can put these links to Amazon in the feed as well. Now this is dual voltage, and it also has a transformer in it. So it's 110, 240, and it has a step-down transformer that's a smart transformer, automatic, meaning it knows what the power draw is on the out. So if you have a 110 device, it'll step the power down. If you have something that's dual voltage, it'll pass the power through. You also have 4 USB ports on it. And you can see that this comes with a European plug, but it also comes from the company with all the adapter plugs you need while you're traveling. Now we do have a stopover in the UK, in London. So if I want to do anything, charge anything up, I have a universal block. So if we are going to be in the EU, I pop out the EU, plug it in. I can plug in my devices into here. Everything could run right off of this, and we're good to go. So handy device. It also has USB ports on it. And most all of your devices are dual voltage. So I have the UK. The only thing this one does not have is Africa. Oh, yes, it does. Here we go. This is Africa's plug. Good. So these are the universal plug adapter, universal on the front side, and USB. So that's how we'll power and recharge all of our devices when we get to the camps. All right, I think I've been long-winded enough. Anything else I should add, Miss Lulu? Nope. Nope. All right. Well, have a great evening. Let us know if there's anything else you want to learn or see, and we're happy to put it in the feed. Otherwise, have a great evening. Take care. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Ciao.